Chaotic Harmony, Chapter 5, Ruptured Peace. Who's here? What are you talking about? Twilight asked. But before she could get an answer, she noticed something that made her blood run cold with shock. Her sense of the wreckage was coming from none other than her place. Tails and Amy were still inside. Twilight! It's coming from the library! Whatever's attacking the town, it's coming from there! Spike yelled. Alright, Spike. Send a letter to the princess requiring immediately help from the royal guard. I'll go into town and make sure that every pony isn't hurt. Spike, you stay here with Spike. I don't know what's going to cause all this, but it looks dangerous. It's best if you send this one. Where do you go? This before the unicorn could finish her orders. A blue bird leaving behind a tail of debris and dust could be seen from the direction of the mayhem. Sonic blasted off to confront this threat, for he knew who was behind all this. But why was he here of all places? There was no time to think, as if with each passing second and more destruction of the library could be seen. Sonic zigzagged his way through several equine onlookers, most of which were frozen in fear as the mechanical monster was terrorizing the town. He arrived in record time, looking up at a large snake-like contraption with laser lenses tearing through the streets. In the cockpit sat the figure of a bald head with high-tech goggles sitting on top of its head. Further down, a wicked amber mustache could be seen, concealing a devilish smirk. The man so gleefully displayed his quest to tear everything asunder. He was going to smash his way through the bookkeep if he wasn't stopped in time. The Sonic did just that when he threw a rock at the cockpit window. What the? Who did that? The man exclaimed. How dare you? Do you know how long it took me to repair this windshield? I'll get you, you little... Ah, look. It seems our little friend has arrived. Oi, oi, oi! What, Trixie? Is using the Jim Cummings Robotnik really the most appropriate? I mean, this is a command from the games. You're right. Well, I could always use my favorite Eggman voice, number 2. He turned around to spot his assailant, with his gaze fixated on the lone hedgehog, sporting a cocky smirk as he stood there, wagging his finger in a teasing motion. The crazed pilot's grin widened even larger as he opened the windshield and ejected from his flowing mobile from the machine. Staring down at the blue menace, he promptly expressed his plan to do away with him and the others around him. Well, 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 if it isn't Sonic! He exclaimed, with a hint of disgust in his tone. Suddenly, the pink pony appeared from before out of nowhere, giggling at the weird sight of the mustached man. Both he and his assailant was caught off guard at sight of her, who appeared as if nowhere. Here, Pony! It's a giant talking egg! Pinky giggled. Silence! He commanded. I am Dr. Robotnik, greatest scientific genius in the universe. You will address me as such. Okie dokie mugging. Excellent. Good. She continued. Others joined in on the laughter, and even Sonic snickered a little at it. The crowd was silenced immediately when Eggman shot a missile just barely missing Sonic on the ground. Would anyone else like to laugh? No. Good, he said as he shot a petrifying glare at the audience. Now then, where was I? Ah, yes, Sonic! He fixated his glare at the hedgehog, still reeling from barely missing a missile on his face. It's been a while, hasn't it? Though I was hoping never to see you again. Less so here, of all places. I can say the same for you. So what do you think you're doing here? Putting my latest plan for world domination into action! Within this very library lies a tome that holds a key for being so powerful, no magical creature or not can stop it. And I intend to use this beast at dominating, not the world, but the universe! Now, if you excuse me, I have a book to check out. Oh no, you don't. Sonic exclaimed as he looked through the crowd. With a blink of an eye, he rose 10 feet off the ground. At the peak of his leap, he curled himself into a spiky ball of destruction, buzzsawing his way in Eggman's direction. But before he could land a clean hit, the machine rose to intercept the attack. With a swift flick from its spiny tail, the machine swatted Sonic away like a fly. He hit the dirt hard, sliding just a few feet from where he was struck. He rose up, shook the dirt out of his ear, then turned to Eggman, now in the seat he was seen. It was locked onto the haystack's position. The mustache man teased. Don't make any sudden moves, or my egg fiber Mark III will crush you like the bug you are! I've made some heavy modification to it since our last encounter. It's invincible, with no weaknesses whatsoever. Perfectly designed to squash pesky hedgehogs and their friends. Sonic brushed out the remaining debris from his head, now sporting a look of determination in his eye. He got back into his position, ready to lay another strike at the mechanical menace. You just don't learn, do you, you nasty little pincushion? He said with a sneer. Well then, if I can convince you, then perhaps these brats will. Eggman pushed a button to reveal a glass container in one section of the egg fiber's tail. With a whir, the glass revealed itself to hold a scared Tails, Amy, and Cream inside, pounding away, desperately trying to escape. Sonic clenched his teeth, much to Eggman's satisfaction, as he knew as long as he had those hostages inside, the Daredevil Hedgehog wouldn't attack him. How do you like my display case, Sonic? It holds everything. Trophies, rings, and scared hostages. Eggman! Sonic yelled. Let them go now. Ha! What's the matter? Cold feet now that I have your friends in my possession? He paused. Then with a smirk responded, Not my friends. Not anymore. His expression then changed to one of dead seriousness. But friends or not, I'm not going to let you get away with putting lives in danger. Bring it on, Eggman! What's with the health bar? Dude, you didn't need to put a health bar in your fic. It's kind of distracting and it takes away from the story. So I got into the air again, changing tactics. He was going to take on the joints of the egg fiber, knowing if he cut him, Eggman would be defenseless and everyone else would be safe. With breakneck speed and pinpoint accuracy, he sliced through the first joint, cutting out the tail from the machine. One down. I'll teach you. I'll make you pay for this. With a push of a button, two hidden compartments in the fiber opened up, revealing a row of rockets, all that Sonic's position. Dodging one was tricky enough, but there were now two more heading his way. One after another, each rocket chased Sonic, tailing his position. He sidestepped the first one, then ducked to avoid the second. Two were closing in on his blind sides. He leaped up just in time to cause the two rockets to crash into each other. He wasn't able to dodge the one homing in on the landing. The missile exploded right into Sonic's face. The impact caused him to fly far into the crowd of ponies who were keeping a safe distance, knocking him over. The sting was intense, but he managed to stand and was able to move a few inches away from the explosion. But his left arm caught most of it, as Sonic was holding on, hoping to ease the pain. Oh, was like the fastest thing alive has gotten into the snow. Tell you what, cease this, and I might spare your life. Stop now. Are you kidding? I missed this. You don't know how much fun I'm having. Quick as a flash, he weaved his way through the other remaining rockets, leaping into the air, curling up into a spiky ball of doom. He blew into the next joint, snapping it from its chain. The next Stingray came crashing down to the ground, nearly crushing a few equines in the process. Not bad, Sonic, but let's see if you can dodge this! Another compartment opened up, this time revealing laser cannons concealed from view. With a quick gesture, the hot beams blared into Sonic's location. He managed to dodge one by jumping, giving him enough time to do an acrobatic flip off the ground, avoiding the another. The trailing beam cut through a nearby house in the area. The balcony snapped as soon two multicolored unicorns fell through. Sonic made a quick turn into the falling ponies' direction, but was immediately stopped when a laser cut right into his path. And just where do you think you're going, eh? Trying to save them? I'd be more worried about myself if I were you. Another wave of incoming rockets shot out of the fiber's secret compartment. Sonic quickly disappeared in a flash, causing a few of the missiles to go off in other directions. What the pesky hedgehog! Where did you go now? As if on cue, Sonic appeared on the nose of the Viper. He then turned around, bent over, spanked his butt at Robotnik, while sticking out his tongue. This drove the Mad Doctor even crazier. "Oh, you little! I'll grind your bones into dust!" The poor Doc didn't see the fleet of missiles still tracking Science's position. He quickly looked off the nose, just in time for the remaining ones to crash into the cockpit. The resulting explosion and shockwave scrambled his controls, momentarily stunning his machine, giving Sonic enough time to take out another 2 segments. "This is the last straw, Sonic. I won't be defeated. Now it's time to get serious." Thinking quickly, the Doctor hatched a nasty tactic to distract the Hedgehog. A little Bailey Pegasus stood too close to the battleground, and he was in range for Eggman to shoot a missile at the helpless youngling. Sonic caught the Mad Dog's gaze, and immediately rushed in to intercept the incoming missile from tearing the filly a new one. He appeared right in front of the onlooker, and within seconds he shoved the young Pegasus out of the way just as the young missile came crashing down on its target. The explosion seared Sonic's back as he was sent flying into another side of the house, face colliding into the wall. He landed with a thud, moving slowly off the ground to rise again, but the pain was too strong since he took it directly in his blind area. Robotnik saw this and laughed maniacally as he derogated to Rick Wart. Sonic was at his mercy. "That's right, Hedgehog. Don't move. I'll end you right here and now." The last of his rockets he shot out blasted ever so fast in Sonic's direction. He tried to move, but the pain kept him from advancing any more inches before the rockets closed to his location. The only thing he could do was close his eyes and wait for the inevitable. "Don't give up! Come on, Sonic!" Immediately, the missile stopped the pursuit. A shining purple aura covered the rockets, nullifying their momentum. Sonic looked up to see Twilight, very unhappy, standing between him and certain doom. Horn glowed with the same violet aura surrounding the missiles. "You made somebody remember the effectiveness of magic? Colored me shocked!" Then with a gesture, turned them around, shot them back at the machine. Eggman reacted quickly by cutting them with lasers before they could get in range. Bewildered, Eggman popped the hatch to chew out his intruder. "You purple equine! Stay out of the way before I roast you too!" "No, I won't." "A foolish choice, you stupid horse. For those who dare stand in my way will be destroyed. Now be a little horsey and back off." "First of all, I'm not a horse. I'm a pony. Unicorn, to be exact. A very powerful unicorn who's defeated more powerful enemies with the help of my friends. Second, you terrorized Ponyville, attempted to harm innocent bystanders, and caused dread destruction on our peaceful town. But the biggest mistake you made was destroying my library. Now, I'm going to show you why getting a unicorn angry is a very bad idea." "Oh, Balloon, very brave talk for coming one small pony." "Who said I was alone?" "Now, Rainbow!" The area stood silent for a moment. Not one person or pony made a slight move. Eggman looked up to see what looked like a boar and saturated a velocity cone inching faster and faster towards the area. The speck began vibrating faster and faster as if it was a bullet or a homing rocket. Suddenly, bang! A huge circular rainbow appeared like a flash, jetting whatever was rocking its way to the Viper with breakneck speed. Eggman feared it was incoming nuke of some sort. He tried to use evasive action to avoid it. Much to his displeasure, he was locked in position. Twilight's magic held him in place, and although she was struggling, she held him up in long enough time for the incoming projectile to dart its way towards the remaining link, freeing the hostages and shattering the Viper Mark III in pieces. "Whoa! What was that?" That was Rainbow Dash and her sonic green boom. "Go, Rainbow!" As quickly as the boar came, it shot up into the sky, leaving a rainbow trail in its wake. Suddenly, the mare went into a spectacular dive, zeroing in on its target. With a screeching, whistling sound, the blissing pony slammed into the remaining head of the Viper, blowing into smithereens with an explosion. Eggman ejected himself before he was crushed, but the shockwave shot him past the sky, past a few Pegasi. When the dust cleared, and standing over the wreckage was a sky-blue Pegasus mare with a rainbow mane, furiously shaking her head free of the remaining debris. "That takes care of that. You okay, Twilight?" "Now that you're here, thanks a lot." Immediately after she said that, Rainbow Dash fixed her attention to the floating man in the sky, dazed out of his mind, and wondering just what was happening. Look at her face is so cold. It froze her botnik when it came to. I'm gonna send whatever that thing is flying out of here. That's what happens when it tries to mess with Ponyville and my friends. Before Daz could make do on her promise, Twilight held her tail by her magic before she could fly off.
Don't raise it, release the tail. Whoa, hold on, Rainbow Dash. Don't worry, Celestia's guards here. Look.
Twilight pointed her purple hoof towards the sky, where the doctor was sitting in his egg mobile, while a squadron of Pegasi in royal armor surrounded Eggman on all sides. Eggman knew he was beaten. He held up his hands to surrender. Eggman's fittest.
Kia! You got it!
Huh? No problem.
Wait, all that I only got a rank C? F the ranking system!
Chapter 6. No calm after the storm.
Both Twilight and Rainbow Dash were in confusion. What was that? The Pegasus asked. You know, I never figured it out myself,
Sonic answered.
That was a great on your performance, silly.
That type of joke really doesn't work in any visual medium. Piggy butted in, again, appearing out of nowhere with minimal explanation of how she got there. Next to them, when it was been this whole time.
It's Rain telling you you did a good job where you put. You gotta see. Must mean you're okay, but you really need to step it up a bit more. Just saying.
Wait a minute, Sonic exclaimed. How do you know all this? Laura Pouty stopped to think, tapping her hoof on her chin while doing so. Finally, she strutted.
I don't know. I just know these things. Weird, huh?
With a nod, she sprang up and trotted out of the area. Vic, there's an art to doing Pinky. You need to learn this. So I turned to the other mares, pointing in Pinky's direction.
Is she always like that?
Yep, that's Pinky all right, Twilight said in a matter-of-fact tone.
Some things just can't be explained with that pony. It's better to say that that's Pinky being Pinky.
Ah, gotcha, Sonic nodded.
Anyway,
Twilight said, bringing their attention to the surrounded Eggman.
Looks like that crazy person is now under the hoof of the Royal Guards.
Miss Sparkle spoke too soon, because Eggman, slick as he is, deployed a flash of blinding light, scaring the guards' eyesight. Without any good eyesight, most of the Pegasi were stunned and started to fall below. Within minutes, the sky was filled with raining guards, as the Mad Doctor uttered another laugh, standing tall in his mobile. You fools thought that you could capture me? He busted. You may have halted my progress in attaining the tome, but mark my words, little ponies, before this is over, this lad will be at my mercy. For now, I bid farewell. My ride is here. Eggman threw up his hand, when all of a sudden, wind started to sweep out the remains of the battlefield, closely by a flock of birds flying by. Suddenly, the sky grew dark as a humongous steel cloud appeared behind Eggman. It was so massive it blocked out the sun, shading each 4 and 2 like patron in the other. It looked like a crimson bird with wingspan that simply dwarfed everything in its shade. The huge ship immediately stopped just before the Doctor. Then, a hole opened above them, shooting down a green light to track the Doctor and his mobile in. Feast your eyes on the ultimate flying fortress, ponies! He exclaimed. This is a symbol of the great robotic empire yet to come! You're all powerless to stop this magnificent aircraft! I give you Egg Skylord!
What's an aircraft? I don't know. Maybe it's got the same word for keister.
Note: our Starfleet user knows he's making this joke with the very fact that, yes, airplanes exist in Equestria. He just figured that this would be a good gag. With a chilling laugh, he entered the humongous airship as it slowly departed its way into the direction of the Everfree Forest. When the sun shone again on the citizens of Ponyville, they all looked a bit worried, but thankful to see now the madness was over.
What are you guys waiting for?
Dash barked.
I'm not gonna stay here when that freak flies away. I say we get him.
Don't try it, Sonic said, regaining his strength again after spending all his time kneeling. He's too powerful. You might as well be flying with a target on your head.
Please, did you see me? I turned this stupid toy to scrap. There's no way you can handle me,
Rainbow exclaimed.
Sonic's right, Dash, Twilight answered. He's in the Everfree Forest now. It'll take forever to find him. Besides, let's see if the others are fine first.
The purple unicorn trotted off too, Tails, Amy, and Cream, relieved they were free as well. Sonic stood behind so he could talk with Dash some more. Soon, the other 3 joined the Hedgehog and Pony. all three looking fine without a single scratch.
Wow, thanks for your help, Tails exclaimed. Hey, you were pretty cool. I like someone else here.
I heard that, Mr. Ungrateful, Sonic retorted. Yeah, not like I didn't even try to save your sorry butts while my quills were getting blown off, but you're welcome.
Tails,
Amy's folded her arms and turned her nose upwards away from him.
tell Sonic thanks for the rescue, but this doesn't change anything between us.
Sonic, Amy said, I get it. Thank you, he growled. Fine by me, anyway. We're still not talking to each other. Got it?
Fine. Sonic, Tails, tell Sonic I said whatever.
Well, what's with the cold looks? Did something happen between you guys? Rainbow piped up. Sonic looked at her, then turned his head to his former bro Tails, an ex-friend of Amy. Hard to believe that after so long, after everything that they all have been through, their bond was broken by a silly fight. Even Cream, who was too fixated on every pony that was there, didn't even acknowledge his presence. Seeing Rainbow Dash and Twilight work together softened his heart a bit, but it was not without malice towards all of his friends. Still, deep down, he felt a bit sorry for what had happened, and hoped everyone would come around again. Sonic and the others were so deep into conversation, they didn't know 6 royal guards circling them, until one of the guards that visited Twilight hours before, told everyone and every pony to freeze. Everyone was caught up in the excitement of everything. They seemed to have forgotten Sonic and the others were wanted. Thankfully, Spike came right towards everyone, with a peculiar parchment in his clawed dragon hand. He sent it to the guard calling for an arrest. The sealed one was an official one used by the princess herself. He was careful to read over every detail. To the royal guard, I hereby call off the capture of the Blue Hedgehog and his friends. Instead, escort them to Sugar Cube Corner, where I will meet them with myself, your humble ruler, Princess Celestia. Following orders, the stallions clad in gold armor escorted the crew to the local bakery, Sugar Cube Corner. As they were walking, their minds were racing as fast as their hearts. What did the princess want with them? Was he be nice? What would she do with them because of all this? Was each step the group took to begin to see just how much collateral damage robotics attack on the town made? This was not selling well for every pony in the party. Finally, they arrived at the entrance. Everyone but the ponies stopped to take in how sugary it looked, to say the least. There was a gingerbread roof of a section on top that looked like a giant cupcake with birthday candles sticking out of them. Tails and Cream didn't know whether to enter the place or to eat it. The situation wasn't so serious. This unusual sight would have been amusing. But as the guards herded them through the doors, the group was reminding that this was no laughing matter. When they entered the bakery, each heart stopped. Nobody decided to move an inch, and the fact that it was dark made it even more nerve-wracking. What if they were going to be ambushed, or worse? Everyone started to frankly look around, preparing themselves for whatever unseen attacks that could be coming their way.
Surprise!
The gang shrieked as a large group of ponies chimed in to surprise the unexpected visitors. There were balloons and pastries and all kinds behind them, as well as a punch bowl. This wasn't what they were expecting at all. Why would they be here at a party now of all times? The ringleader behind it all was one and only Pinky, giggling all the way to the floor.
Wow, you should see your looks on your faces. You're all like, your eyes are so huge. Anyway, it's a party. You have cake, buns, cookies, more cake, balloons, and other sweets.
Everyone just looked in awe and confusion before Sonic spoke up. Wait, why are you throwing us a party? We barely even got here.
It's a welcoming party. No, thanks for saving the town party, she exclaimed. Oh, I know. It's a welcome and thanks for saving the town party. In fact, this is the first time I ever threw one for like this. It was just going to be a regular welcoming one after I met you, but when you and Rainbow Dash beat the AK guy, I just had to make this one super special. So, I got a lot of Ponyville citizens and made this one super special party just for you.
But why? Don't get me wrong, I like a good celebration, but I hardly know you.
Because, Pinky answered, I like to throw parties, especially for some pony new. I told you, I'm illustrious numero uno party mayor. Well, gotta go. Bring all the cookies. Until you burn.
Pinky tried it off, attending to the cupcakes, while Twilight, Daz, and Spike settled into the celebration. Seeing the festivities made Sonic remember something. This would be best for Cream, since he did have her birthday crushed by him. He turned to the little rabbit, who was chewing on a pink frosting cupcake, grinning from ear to ear. At least she was enjoying herself. There was someone he needed to make amends with. It would be her. Cream, he started. I'm sorry for what happened at your birthday party. Guess I was really bugging you out too much that I forgot it was supposed to be your special day. Can you forgive me? The young rabbit stopped what she was doing, before she nodded her head in agreement.
It's alright, Mrs. Sonic. I forgive you. Thank you for coming to our rescue. He's as thankful as well.
Hey, no problem, Sonic answered. Glad to see her smiling face again. Now if he could just get her his other friends to forgive him so easily. Here she comes, the princess. Everybody stopped what they were doing to see a ball of radiant light make its way through the windows of the bakery. A luminescent light flashed, revealing a figure of great importance rise from the shrine. Her coat was white and a male mesmerizing as the sun itself. She had wings of a pegasus and a horn longer than an unicorn's. On her head was a crown of gold, giving her an appearance of divinity. Everyone bowed down to the royal figure. Even Tails, Amy, and Cream came to a stop and bowed their heads in respect. What up? I'm sorry, that's out of character for Celestia. I just wanted her to do that. Greetings, my loyal subjects, and greetings to you, the one whose bravery helped save many lives. I am Princess Celestia, ruler of Equestria, and on behalf of Ponyville, we thank you. Immediately, each pony in attendance gave a rousing cheer, congratulating the heroes Sonic and Rainbow Dash as the crowd stamped their hose in applause. Twilight approached the princess and gave a slight nuzzle to her screen her star pupil. My faithful student, I must also congratulate you and Rainbow Dash on your bravery. Without your help, your friend might have been in trouble. Thank you, Princess, but I'd like to see a report that I've dedicated to my new friends. I'd like to hear. Today, I learned that when it comes to friendship, this can be deceiving. Sometimes the person you may think is rough around the edges, he or she can show a side of themselves you never knew they had. When I first saw Sonic, I didn't think he had a good heart. But the more I got to know him, the more I found out he's very caring. It's easy to judge someone or something based on the outside, but it's what's on the inside that matters. Very good, Twilight. Day by day, I see your studies of friendship grow more and more diligent with each lesson. Well done. Thank you very much, Princess. Twilight, why don't you go get some cake for us? I would wish to speak with Mr. Sonic and friends alone. The unicorn gladly got up and walked away from the group as her princess ordered. Sonic watched her trot off before he spoke up to Celestia. So, Princess, that's one nice student you have there. She really helped you out back there. If it wasn't for her and her friend, I would have been toast. But the royal figure ignored him. She was waiting for her pupil to be out of earshot before she could speak. She was certain that Twilight was out of range. She turned to the group, displaying a look of seriousness that changed the mood for everyone that saw her. She leaned close to Sonic and the others so she could hear their message, one that chilled their hearts by her voice alone. Don't know if I should be mean. If I should be pissed off by this next paragraph. I'll read it, and then I'll see how ticked off I am going to get. Trixie?
Yes!
Bring out the time until I'm pissed off by the mistreatment of Celestia counter.
Ooh, we just had that installed. And the timer starts now. Click!
You shouldn't be here, she harshly spoke. You were never supposed to enter our world. Your presence means that destruction will soon follow. And as ruler, I cannot let this happen to my ponies in my land. Now that there is danger that threatens the peace of Ponyville, but the other cities, I can't just allow you to leave until he has been defeated. I must allow you to stay until my subjects and the land they live in is safe. But know this, I am keeping you all on a very short lease. The sudden air of hostility changed the hedgehog's mood. He only had the nerve to answer back when the others watched in sudden uneasiness. What's with the cold reception all of a sudden? What cold reception? I am Princess Celestia, honestly. Yeah, but you're not acting as you look. No, this is... Zip! Whoa! And there, before Sonic, after he removed the zipper, was a midnight blue alicorn with long, flowing, starry mane. Luna glared at Sonic. I am a Nintendo fan! Luna declared. Sonic could only guess as he shrank away in utter horror. On you, Hedgehog! On interrupting my time that I could be having sing Mario! Be a brave hero! This is what you get for balancing Bowser yesterday! Well, wait, Sonic said, holding up his hands. You remember that routine? I thought that was only a small sketch! No, Luna said, shaking her head. I remember it well. I wanted to see Bowser because I wanted to beat Mario so I could complete my Nintendo collection autographs! With that, Luna reached into her back pocket and pulled out a collection of autographs with the letter N on it. Sonic began to read it at a hyper-fast pace and began to read off the names. Samus, Link, Pit, Marth, Roy. Whoa, you... Yes, I have personally met almost every single Nintendo character in existence, with the exception of one, Luna said, growling. Mario himself. I have been trying to get him to come here for ages, but he's always so busy. She stomped her hoof, growling. Look, Celeste, Luna, could you please continue the scene if I promise I can get you to meet Mario? Alright, Sonic. But mark my words, Luna said, pointing to her eyes and then back to Sonic. You do not get me Mario. By the end of this story, I will see you hung! Fine, jeez! Oh, what line are we on? Let's see. Did I already do that speech about the whole time keeping an eye on you, yada yada yada, and doing the horribly out of character line, watch your tongue, you should know better when addressing me? Yeah, that line, which isn't Princess Celestia at all. Yes, indeed, it feels more like something I would say. No wonder the author decided to No wonder I decided to replace Celestia. Yeah, so I think I'll start from... Sorry, Your Highness, I guess I don't answer too well to authority, especially when ones that don't know when to say thanks for saving the town. Tails extended his hand on Sonic's shoulder to warn him not to provoke Her Majesty further. From the way she was comforting the group, she really didn't like her presence around her. Sonic, chill out, he insisted. The hedgehog shrugged it off without any intention to give it to the worried fox. You would do well to listen to him, Daybreaker spoke. You have no idea what you're getting into. If my gods caught you, you would be banished back to the unruly world from where you came from. But now that Modman is loose in the earthly force, and the chaos elements are here as well, this situation is out of my hooves. Daybreaker? What are you doing here? Oh, most of the fanfics you've been reading have been before I was ever born. But now that I'm canon, you are going to find every excuse to use me whenever you see an evil Celestia. Fine. Good, because I've been waiting. Oh my god. I thought she was sexy before, but... Woo! Discord, you cannot tell me you're loving the Nightmare versus Celestia. I love her either way, but this, oh, baby. Oh, sweet baby Celestia. Wait a minute, Tails exclaimed. You know about the Chaos Emeralds? The wrinkled figure bit her lower lip in shock. She spoke too much, and it was an earshot of Sonic and the others. She withdrew from them, facing away to the exit to the bakery, all the while muttering how careless she had been. Sonic wasn't going to let this princess leave without answering a few questions. Circling around Celestia, quick as a flash. Before the ruler could react, she was standing face to face with the Astro Speedster. Looks like you got some splaining to do, the hedgehog sneered. How do you know about the emeralds? About us? What else are you hiding? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's make one thing clear. I don't trust you or your friends. Once that madman defeated, I don't want to see you or them in my land again. Also, this conversation only happened between us. Not a single word to Twilight or her friends. Do I make myself clear? The gang said nothing, as they were completely shocked by the sudden sharp behavior the princess expressed. So they explained with a nod, now that they understood each other. Celestia bid her subjects farewell, before returning back to Camelot in a brilliant flash of light. Twilight soon trotted back with slices of cake and toast, finding her teacher gone. Much to their disappointment. Oh, did she leave already? I guess she's very busy. So, Sonic, what did you think of her? Isn't she the most magnificent pony ever? She's something. Don't worry. She may come off all regal, but she's really nice. I'm sure she'll come around to you all eventually. You and I both. So, still thinking about leaving? The question sprung out of the speaker's mind like a bell. How could he now? The Chaos Emeralds were here, and he needed to get to them before they fell into the wrong hands, or hooves. Eggman somehow made it here. That was never good news. To make matters even more complicated, Daybreaker's hostility meant that she was keeping something from them. What else did she know about them and the Chaos Emeralds? The more he thought about it, the more he was getting intrigued in the situation that he and the others were in. Perhaps this world of colorful ponies wasn't so bad after all. I think I may stay a while, Twilight. Something tells me the fun is only just beginning. This thick. It's decent, but not without a few problems. I mean, when I first read this, I liked it, but I think I was a little more forgiving of some of the problems. And the story was before I read Fallout Equestria, and way before certain annoyances have stayed with me. The fact that this is only one episode of what was supposed to be a 6-part series doesn't exactly help the story all that much. Let's get the bad out of the way. Number 1. I didn't like the fact that the author broke some of the story bits with scenes that were just like the game, where he said, oh, this event, Eggman's chase, or this event, something arises. It did 2 bad things. 1, it took me out of the scene, and 2, it felt too much like the games. I didn't sit here to read a Let's Play, I sat here to read a story. And when you kind of do that, it kind of interrupts everything that you're going for, and it kind of just makes you go, what? Like that whole entire rank thing? Yeah, it led to a joke by Pinky, and it was kind of funny, but as I've always said, there's a flow to writing Pinky's pinkiness. Do it too much, and she becomes flat. Do it too little, and she doesn't become Pinky anymore. You gotta know how to strike that balance. Which, sadly, the author kind of messed up on when there was this huge gigantic wall of text. Speaking of which, this author has defined one of the big rules of crossover fanfiction. When you're making a big crossover, in the first few chapters, when your crossover character gets to Equestria, they need to, at first, have everybody meet all the main sex. Fluttershy and Applejack did not show up in this story. What were they doing? The author later found out that Applejack was in the middle of a martial arts tournament fighting for her family's honor, while Fluttershy was busy traveling the world trying to seek the cure for a disease that would have destroyed all of Equestria. More on this in 11. Second, I'm having a little tough time deciding my opinion on Sonic here. When I first read this, I made it a point to point out that as a Sonic fan, I feel like this is Game Sonic just being fed up. On the other hand, I can't help but feel and wonder if the story is also that after Sonic gets to Equestria, if it's still the author's still trying to put Sonic into the asshole category. While he was off of Equestria and in that weird, strange world that I refuse to call Earth because that is just utterly stupid. Why did you take that away from me, Sega? Why did you decide to try to put it on Earth instead of Mobius and try to make it unique rather than trying to make it just plain Jane everything normal, you freaking writers? Sorry, I kind of lost my temper at that idea. You would think he would calm down a little and decide new place to run around and explore. But nope. And the fact that the equines were able to keep up with Sonic at normal speed just made it feel like they were saying Sonic got slower. On the other hand, I don't mind Sonic's just raging because I feel like this was Sonic finally getting fed up with these characters and their characterizations in the games. Knuckles, supposed to be this guardian, is busy lazing about. You know, Mr. I was once your rival, and I was once able to pull off all these tricks, and my only downside was being fooled by Eggman. Suddenly now just lazes about as a complete moron, and I was able, and out of the three of us, I'm the only one who got my butt hit to me by a Nintendo character. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that one down. Tails, who was like his brothers, busy in the shop, so much so that Tails even goes, long time no see. Like, Tails doesn't get visited, or Tails doesn't do anything with Sonic anymore. His other rival is busy with his bat lady friend, and then, of course, Amy. Ugh. One day, I'll find somebody who has feasible excuses for why Son Amy is a thing. I have yet to discover why. They try to say, oh, she isn't obsessed. Yeah, she is. Every single time. If she wasn't obsessed, you're doing a very poor job of not showing it. Oh, Amy is nicer. You mean, little miss, I'll beat you if you say wrong thing about my boy toy. I'd like to point out, Amy never sees Sonic as a person. She only sees him as this one thing. And that's just wrong. Also, sorry, knocked my headset a little bit. So I feel like there was no reason later on for Tails to be this upset. You would think Tails would be trying to pass things up with Sonic a little bit more. And last thing on the bad side, I feel bad about Celestia's portrayal here. I kind of want to excuse it because there might be another story to it. There might be more. This is Celestia being really, really defensive and protective of her people. But, however, since this is only part one of a 6-part story that has not been completed, or there has yet to be a single episode as of 2012, I can't really say if that's true or not. Can't really say if that is the case. For all I know, Princess Celestia could be just a little bit miffed at Sonic and really scared that the Chaos Emeralds would unleash Discord, and that's why she's trying to say this. Or this could be the return of Xenolestia. Oh, by the way, it's no longer Xenolestia. It's not. No, I've done away with her. It's Daybreaker from now on. Ha 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 ha! Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally announce that every time I read a fanfic with an evil Celestia, Daybreaker will be taking her place. She's quite scary. And awesome in design, too. I love her. Anyway, I feel like with that, Celestia loses something. What's more, the whole entire hold your tongue line, that's more something Luna would say rather than Celestia. Celestia wouldn't say, hold your tongue. That feels a little far-fetched for her. It sounds less her. On the other hand, the action scenes were nice. The main 6 were perfectly well done in character. Twilight got to be a badass, and the story was kind of fun. makes me kind of wonder what would have happened if the author decided to actually continue this. Which is why I'm pleased to announce a new part of the show. What if? Yes, folks, sometimes authors tend not to finish their fics. Billions of reasons could be why. The author got bored, the author left, the author got thrown into a combine harvester, the author found Cthulhu, the author took a quick trip to Crystal Lake and is now on the wrong end of Jason's machete. Billions of reasons could possibly happen why. But we here at Speedster Studios, his audio division, we've got to fix that part up. How, you might ask? Well, as a reasonably well-popular author, okay, I'm a hack, but as a recently accomplished author with some pretty dang good fics on his side, unless you think so, I like to think that I am also takes the occasional time out to be a fic doctor. So, if I end up writing a fanfic where it's not finished and it looks like the author will never, ever, ever, ever come back to it, then I'm going to offer my own opinions of how the story will end and what type of twists and turns the author will take. Now, I should warn you, this is all going to be just from my head. This is just going to be me spouting it off, so I might double back, I might twist, there might be some ideas that might seem wrong at the time, but right now, this will all be free-flowing thoughts about my ideas for the story. And this is also offering to help the creative process. So, let's write this thing. So, episode 2, I could possibly see it being Sonic having a nice long race with, say, Rainbow Dash, only to meet up with Shadow. Shadow then proceeds to slap Sonic upside the head and point out to Sonic that maybe he's being a little too harsh towards everybody, and that there's more to their world than he starts to realize. Sonic, of course, is curious about this, but wants to focus on his main goal, his race with Rainbow Dash. They soon make their way up to Canterlot, where they accidentally run right into Princess Celestia's throne room. And at first, Sonic believes, oh no, she's gonna bitch at me again. But Celestia smiles and says, and asks, who are you, and why have you interrupted my meeting with this princess from another world? Sonic then looks and notices that he had landed on a very furry brown squirrel. Next to her, seething with rage, is a coyote with his blade drawn. After getting out, the squirrel introduces herself as Princess Sally Alicia Acorn of Mobius. Sonic tries to figure out where Mobius is, and that's when Sally reveals that Mobius is Sonic's world from where he came from in games. And that little island, those two cities where Princess Elise is, and all the events of Sonic Adventure, they happen on the last place of civilization not taken in by Dr. Robotnik. That place falls, Robotnik wins. For good. Sonic is a little bit shocked. He's never actually heard this. And then Sally actually asks Sonic, how far from his world has he actually run? And that's when Sonic realizes he hasn't gone off even off that little island. All of his adventures have been right there, on a small little continent in the middle of nowhere. Then Sonic looks up and proceeds to ask why he should believe her when Sally's team up with Celestia. Celestia is a little bit curious because she has never met Sonic before. Sonic is shocked and tries to call Celestia a liar, and Celestia shakes her head no. Now, she has been in her throne room to negotiate with the princess ever since the rare event. That's when we find out. Robotnik hadn't exactly been dormant while he was missing. He had actually been making several trips to Equestria and back, and had been studying the princess. The robot, the princess that Sonic met, the one that was completely enraged, was actually a robot. Robotnik's best one based off of the skeleton of a long-dead alicorn. Robotnik's been manipulating, using its body and mind to create a being of immense magical power, the perfect combination of science and magic. And since he has a deep connection within the magical realms, she will be able to detect where the Chaos Emeralds are. Meanwhile, a certain body inside Stone is just laughing to himself as he watches the scenes. After all, the story is obviously set before Twilight becomes an alicorn, so we're going to have to make adjustments along the way. Well, Sonic and Sally start spending some time together, and that is when Amy comes up and starts being her usual bitchy self, and Sonic starts responding in kind, even pointing out that Amy's a stalker. Rainbow Dash and Sally see this going on, and the two of them separate the two. Sonic proceeds to listen to Rainbow Dash as Rainbow Dash proceeds to explain to Sonic what's going on, and even starts talking to him as speedster to speedster. And they start getting along and forming a sibling relationship. The same can be said for Sally and Amy. And Amy starts to realize something important. All this time, she has just seen Sonic as this image, this icon, this thing to chase after. She never took the time to realize who he was as a person, and who they were, and why they should be together. Amy begins to realize slowly to herself that maybe they were just not meant to be, and that she only loved Sonic superficially. Sally then agrees, and they make up, and they continue on their race, Sonic and Rainbow Dash. This ends the second episode. The next episode begins with Fluttershy racing over towards the library, which is currently being fixed by the best builders in Equestria, Big Mac and Applejack. Oh, and Knuckles, who is now so chillaxed that he tells Sonic that he instantly forgives him because, quite frankly, he don't care. He just wants to get back home, protect the Emerald, see Lara Sue, his girl, all that. But Fluttershy begins mentioning that her animal friends have been disappearing one by one. This, of course, causes them all to get curious, and they race off into the woods, where they see a roboticized Ursa Minor. Again, Robotnik's been busy. He's been trying to build not only his empire, but been hunting down every single mechanical beast in existence so that way he can find the emeralds. When they look up, there's Robotnik and his egg carrier holding 3 of the 7. Robotnik can only chuckle lowly as he looks at the others and sticks to Ursa Meyer on them. Of course, Rainbow Dash and Sonic aren't taking this down, but he soon becomes way too much. Luckily, Style is nearby, and the 3 of them manage to start somewhat overhandling it. But then, Sonic gets knocked over, as well as Rainbow Dash, and the 2 of them find something unique, something glowing. It's a power ring. Sonic smirks and grabs it, only to see Rainbow Dash's hoof around it. The energy from the power ring begins to flow. Sonic lets out a gasp. The power rings only work for him, not Rainbow Dash. The energy starts flowing, and the 2's muscles become stronger. Dash can feel faster. Her fade becomes more intense. Sonic smirks and tells Rainbow Dash to just hold on, as the 2 race and proceed to beat the snot out of the robot-sized Ursa Minor. At that point, Twilight comes in and saves the day. That's when they also discover that a lot of other animal friends have been slowly roboticized over time. Robotnik has been building his army, and the others are worried of what to do next. And Sally points out to Sonic that this is what's happening to their world that Sonic hasn't been able to see. Sonic's, of course, a little bit miffed. And in that episode. The next episode, episode 4, is all about character development, not best between the ponies as they try to figure out how to fix this and how to change things. Twilight begins to overwork herself, but
This is also developed between Sonic and Sally, whose relationship starts to bloom. Sonic occasionally will know Sally, and he starts to feel a little odd. His heart beats faster. He sometimes sweats a little. Sally sometimes feels warm too. At one point, Antoine manages to take Sonic behind an alley and tells him, "Listen here, I am a protector. I am a princess's rose guard. And you, my friend, are in very much danger of hurting her so badly she may not recover." "How so?" "You are stealing her heart." Sonic is shocked by this. Never really having a girlfriend before. And the worst part is, unlike Amy, he's actually starting to like the idea. So the two go off on a quote-unquote date. Meanwhile, Daz has been trying her best to experiment with the rings and all that, because now these rings have been showing up more frequently. And Daz has been having a blast. And meanwhile, Twilight is also studying the rings. At one point during the test, Sally finds the rings open up something when she tries to put them with the emeralds. And that's when she realizes the rings are a piece of some sort of strange magical energy that she discovers. A force. A speed force. She calls it. Something that she has never seen before. And it runs on a similar vibrational frequency to the magical area around her. So Twilight tries using the ring and causes an explosion, which destroys the library again. In episode 4. Episode 5, everybody checks to make sure Twilight's okay. She is, and she's perfectly a-okay as she points out all of her discoveries. And that is why the rings can affect both Sonic, Rainbow Dash, and any other speedster who touches them, because it's linking them to the greater force of the inside, and perhaps some of the emeralds. Meanwhile, Princess Celestia, Luna, and Cadence have been having every single one of their, as much as their resources can find to find the other emeralds. So far, they've only been able to find 4. That is when they find out that Tails and Scootaloo have been missing. And when they discover them, they find they're in cages, and standing before them is Hyper Metal Sonic, the robot alicorn that disguises herself as Celestia. And finally, to Daz's own shock, a roboticized Rainbow Dash. "Behold, my newest and greatest invention ever! Finally, a parasite that can control the weather around her! I present to you Metal Dash!" Needless to say, these robots have their first win. A Robotnik laughs and tells them if they ever want to see their kids again, bring them the other emeralds. See, no choice, they do. But of course, Twilight smirks. How to find out, she put a tracking beacon on one of the emeralds. So the main 6 load up the elements of harmony and travel onto the Sky Carrier. After a few leading up to episode 6, Sally also joins them, proceeding to break things down and letting them go deeper and deeper. But the final room isn't where the heroes are. Robotnik can only laugh as he destroys his egg fortress. And rising up from behind Mount Avalon is a giant spear with 2 deadly-looking eyes. Yes, it is the dreaded Death Egg. And with the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds inside, it's not only at full power, but it's capable of roboticizing an entire planet, subjugating everything to his will. Robotnik can only laugh. Then he hears, "What you laughing about, Robotnik?" And there, flying on top of a case of a golden spear, is Twilight, using her magic and the power of the elements of harmony to fly all of them towards the Death Egg. Sally's on the ground, her heart panting. Her lips still warm as she remembers the kiss Sonic gave her goodbye, as they break into the Death Egg.
the main six stare down the robot virgins. Robotnik even brings out his almighty Death Buster. This is, of course, a Gundam, but it has Robotnik's face on it. That makes it cool. And thus an all-out battle between the six and the four robots are dead set. And for a while, it seems like they're equally matched. Robotnik begins to use the emeralds to power all of them. But just when it looks like all hope is lost, the Chaos Emeralds begin to glow and send their power to Sonic to sustain the elements, recharge the main six, peeling them up and making them invincible. And you can imagine where it goes from there. The elements also free all the robot-sized citizens. Robotnik disappears back into his own universe. Sonic and the others decide to go back home. Sonic announcing that he has fallen hard for Sally, and Sally has fallen hard for him. The two begin to kiss as they all head home, all the wiser and happy that their new adventures are about to begin. Thank you for joining me on this little thought experiment. Join me next time when I proceed to do that with Meridwell. But right now, join us tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Join us on May 29th as we begin a new story. Tia, you never told me this little instruction was to be here in Cultivated Odd Faces. Trust me, Luna, it'll be fun. It'll even be a royal respite. Coming up next, Royal Respite. See you there.